Hello everybody, today I'll be starting my first Pokemon Sword challenge run. Now if you couldn't tell from the title, this isn't going to be the full run, this is just going to be the first part of the run. I would have ideally liked to have a full video of the run and have it super cut and all that, but I don't have the disk space to record all that footage at the moment, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, the Pokemon that we're being using for this challenge run is a Hoothoot. And the reason why I chose Hoothoot is because it's a cute Pokemon and I named my Balanced Druid in WoW Classic after this Pokemon. Hoothoot is a non-fully evolved Pokemon, basically a baby version if you will, of a Noctowl. Alright, Hoothoot's typing is normal flying type, which is pretty average or like to be expected of an early game Pokemon. Its available abilities are Insomnia and Keen Eye. Insomnia prevents us from falling asleep, and Keen Eye prevents us from accuracy drops. Alright, so looking at Hoothoot's stats, we can see that it's clearly got some pretty abysmal stats in general. There's a few stats above 50, but that's not really saying much. 50 speed is slow, and its defenses are not particularly good. In fact, they're absolutely awful. Its attacks and special attacks are just awful as well, with only 30 and 36 respectively. So we'll primarily be focusing on special attacks during this run. Alright, moving on from there, we're going to look at Hoothoot's move pool. And from what I can see, we actually have a lot to work with here. Alright, I've marked the moves that I think are going to be pivotal during this run with a heart, and those that are situational or maybes as a start. Alright, with all that being said, let's take a quick, short second to look at the pros and cons of using a Hoothoot. Alright, with that being said, what's my prediction? I think we can do it. I really think we can do it. It's not going to be easy, but we can definitely do it. Alright, with all that out the way, let's start the actual run. Now keep in mind that we are going to avoid in-battle items, we're not going to avoid held items, and we're not going to avoid using Dynamax. Now the reason why we start with Grookey on this run is because we don't want to have an advantage over Leon or Hop. Now you can find a Hoothoot on Route 1, although you can only find it in the grass. It has a 5% spawn rate, so it may be hard to actually find one. For me, it didn't take too long though. Alright, now that we have captured our Hoothoot, our challenge has officially begun. Now unfortunately, Hoothoot is a very, very weak Pokemon at the very start of the game, to the point where it's almost impossible to get XP at this point. Now while Hoothoot has access to a new move in Echoed Voice, it doesn't prevent him from basically taking huge amounts of damage. And it doesn't take us too long to wipe out to just wild Pokemon. However, rather than being discouraged, I continue to grind until I hit level 9. The grinding proves to be useful as we are able to power our way through these trainer battles, and we are also able to make it to Professor Magnolia's house. And we immediately start off with using Echoed Voice. Now Echoed Voice's power is going to scale up each time we use it consecutively, and it's pretty much GG easy from here. Alright, and shortly after we make it to Motosoak, it's another rematch with Hop. Nothing's really changed here, we're both a little stronger, but it ends up ultimately being the same. Alright, we did a little bit of grinding before entering the Galar Mines. It's not long after that we run into BD for the very first time. It's a pretty challenging fight, but overall we just use the same strategy that we've been using on Hop. And it's not long after that that we take our first victory against him, and we're on our way to the first gym. I'm not much of a shepherd, but we do manage to make it past the minigame. The gym trainers are not much of a challenge, although I did get poisoned, and unfortunately I am not carrying an antidote on me. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to battle the gym leader poisoned. And we are here at our first gym battle against Milo. Theoretically, we should have the advantage here, but at the end of the day, we are using a non-evolved Pokemon against a fully evolved Pokemon. I forgot to mention that we did learn Air Slash at like level 20. He starts off with the Gossifleur. We make quick work of his Gossifleur with Air Slash, but not before taking some damage from its round and also from the poison damage. We did level up and learned Extra Sensory, although it's not going to be very useful in this fight. Now we're onto his Elder Goss, and we immediately Dynamax. He matches our Dynamax as well. And we immediately strike with a max Airstream. Unfortunately, it doesn't deal as much damage as I would have liked, and we take heavy damage from his max strike. We continue to use max Airstrike here, at which point he decides to use max Overgrowth, which is not very effective against Hoothoot, but it still does a massive amount of damage. The poison damage starts to tick, and we are down to just 3 HP. It's all or nothing here with a max Airstrike. And we managed to take down the Elder Goss and secure our first gym badge. Alright, with the first gym secured, let's go to the next one. But before that, we have to face Hop once again. Alright, so we have another battle with Hop. This time we use the same strategy as always. We deal with his Wooloo, no problem. However, his Corvisquire deals massive damage to our Hoothoot. Next up is his Drizzile, and he leads with Bind. A really interesting choice right there. We're able to deal massive damage with Echoed Voice. Unfortunately, it's just not enough to take him out. Hop decides to use a Super Potion, and the Bind's chip damage takes us out. I just really needed more firepower. After this match, I decided to grind up a little bit more. The strong looking Gasleys and Haunters are really easy to beat. They usually don't have a means of attacking normal types, so it's a fairly easy and safe grind, plus they give off special attack EVs. We grind until we're level 30 and we go straight back to the bridge to rematch Hop. This time we use the same strategy as always, and we have more than enough firepower this time around. With Hop out of the way, it's time to challenge Nessa, the second gym leader. She sends out her Goldeen first, which we have absolutely no problems dealing with. We use the same strategy that we always do for both the Goldeen and the Arrokuda. We're finally up against her Dreadnought. Now keep in mind that Dreadnought is a water rock type Pokemon, meaning that our normal moves and our flying moves are not going to be very effective against it. As soon as she sends out her Dreadnought, I immediately Dynamax to match her Dynamax. And with that, I immediately use Max Mindstorm, which is the only move that I have that hits Dreadnought neutral. Unfortunately for us, Max Mindstorm doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. Dreadnought uses a Max Geyser and it immediately demolishes the Hoothoot. And so, once again, it's back to the drawing board for us. Now, while I could go straight back to grinding for levels, I decided to take a different approach. This time around, I decided that it's about time to start using Hoothoot's setup abilities. So I decided to grind out raids in order to get enough watts to buy the TR for Calm Mind. After relearning Roost as well, we decided to go back and challenge Nessa again. This time around, when she sends out her Goldeen, we'll be using Reflect, Calm Mind, and Roost to set up. With Reflect up, Goldeen really doesn't deal any damage to us, and any damage that we do take, we can just heal off with Roost. The idea behind it is that we'll have enough power to one-shot the Dreadnought. A few moments later, we set up all 6 of our Calm Minds. We're easily able to one-shot the Goldeen and the Aracuda, although before knocking out the Aracuda, we set up a Reflect just in case. We should have all the firepower in the world now to take out that Dreadnought. And now once again we are up against her Dreadnought. Again we immediately Dynamax to match her Dynamax, and we also go for the max Mindstorm once again. Now there's only one question left. Is this Dreadnought going to survive our Mindstorm? And what happens next may surprise you. We landed a critical hit. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Now keep in mind, yeah, the critical hit is nice, but it would have been nice to also know if things would work out had it not critically hit. But oh well, I can't really be mad at getting a critical hit. And with that, I believe this is a good stopping point for our first episode. Stay tuned as next time we battle the Fire Gym. Again, thank you so much for watching. This took so much time to make, and I enjoyed every moment that I spent working on this video. I'll see you guys next time.